We're at the summer meeting here in Munich, Germany, and thanks to our friends at Axiros. Gunther, thank you very much for hosting us here. And you just gave a really good talk about connecting people. And why don't we go to the roots of your company? I mean, you founded 20 plus years ago. What was kind of the vision? Why did you do it?
Well, 25 years meanwhile, around that. The vision was, if you think of a home gateway, very restricted device actually. 25 years it was basically, couldn't do anything. But it was the only means on how to get the user A to the internet. And that we solved meanwhile, thanks to the standard, thanks to TR69. But also it's the only means to connect all the various devices in a proper way, so in the home network. So in my point of view, it was no way around to connect the local devices, sensors and interfaces with some central port, central intelligence, with a database, with something like user profiles, with history, with multimedia, with all the BSS data, so the status of the user, and all the other information you have only centrally. So to combine those. And that for me was the idea to found the company basically, right? Back then the main use case was to differentiate what the various users behind such a gateway could do. So one guy can get into the internet with full bandwidth. The other one next to him, due to his central profile, could maybe just reach to certain company services, but not the full internet, and with different traffic shaping rules, all of that. So you can do so much when you combine the central part and the local part in a meaningful way. And yeah, I'm going to talk about that more detailed on my Friday talk. But today I wanted to say that basically the home network, this is what we have to solve the next 2 decades now that we solved the uplink, right? And the last two.
Well, and I don't want to take too much of your thunder from this week's Base Technical Summit, but a couple things you touched on in your talk were about lifecycle management and the importance of that, and then also the data structures in terms of setting up for AI. So maybe you can give us a little overview of that.
Back then, end of 2001, the situation in the home network was basically very simple, right? A few users wanted to get to the internet. There was no IoT, there was not so many devices. Now, 25 years later, we have vast heterogeneity on what's going on. What is a home network? Is it more an IoT landscape? Is it more like family? Is it small offices? Totally varying situations. And I think the lifecycle management, which we got now, meanwhile, and we are close to really having a standard which works, which just works on any middleware, where we as a server can basically enrich the router software with the meaningful software parts which are perfectly fitting the requirements of these networks. And not to have the router vendor have to have everything, you know, to be able to deal with those vastly different requirements in one monolithic block, but to be able to enrich the software with the firewalling, with the Wi-Fi optimizers and all of that in a standardized way. And that is for me now the missing part to deal with the very much grown complexity in the right way. And lifecycle management is key for home networking. And that then, when you combine the data model enrichment, you know, which, I don't know, a firewalling app or maybe even a traffic inspection app, whatever, they attach into the data model of the gateway, and we can then see the data, provide this as API streams, so as subscribable streams, or to any third party. Something like a home network cannot be done by just us and the router vendor. Many different parties need to involve to address this complex environment in the correct way. And this is not like a two or three vendor effort. This must combine everybody. And our part, I see, we provide the APIs so that others can shine using them. And lifecycle management is basically just a means to get to the correct APIs, dependent on what's done actually in the home, right?
So it sounds like it sets up a real powerful combination for the service providers to really be proactive to their customers' needs.
Yes, and future-proof.
Yeah.
You don't need to have it all right now, but when you know, you can enrich later with correct fitting software, where the problem zones emerge to be in your subscribers. And we deliver a lot of information. Other parties, monitoring systems, deliver a lot of information, insights of where do users really have problem. I don't believe in the ability or even the meaningfulness of operators having to look into all the various different Wi-Fi problems, for example, which happen out there. You know, our customers appreciate a lot that we now give them real-time information of what's going on in this complex and ever-changing Wi-Fi. But that's actually not what you want to do as an operator. You want to deliver the means to check, to see, to understand, and to improve the situation to the home users themselves. And for this, you need a lot of AI interpretation of the data, so the user understands, you know, what's going on and how to resolve it. So from machine learning tools to understand what's going on, to predict, but also language models to tell it to the user what he needs to do or how he could resolve his problems. So all of that plays together now, and I think if we do it right, then we will have a chance to solve it in a better way than any other, let's say, over-the-top player, because we manage the router, this topological unique device which sees both worlds, which sees every device. And so that's the next 20 years, I think, will be very, very, very exciting, even more than the last 20.
Excellent. Well, that's great. Thank you, Gunther, very much for your presentation just now and for this meeting.
Yeah, thank you for being here.